Hi, guys, and welcome to Human Blueprint School of Magical Metaphysics podcast. And today we're going to be talking about spiritual protection. Spiritual protection is something that you want to do whether you are a practitioner or just in your everyday life. Some of the things that I'm going to go over are things that I have developed during my own spiritual practice, and you will too. It's part of your spiritual hygiene to have some type of spiritual protection go-to that you do in times of need, in times of struggle, but also just daily to cleanse your energy. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to talk to you about, I call it my energy meditation method. So one thing that I saw or have seen as I kind of navigate in and out of the spiritual world, channeling, whatever you want to call it, when I have healed or removed entities or just saw different people, entities, things like that in the spirit world, and I've also seen it in myself, they have these, you can have this smoke. It's like this, like a grayish, blackish, darkish smoke. I can see it kind of flow out of people, even crack their skin, and it does sometimes have a smell. And what it reminded me of personally was, I don't know if you guys have ever watched something called Inuyasha. It's an anime. If you've ever been into anime, you know what I'm talking about. But it reminded me of this stuff they call miasma. And miasma is like this poison. It can, you can't breathe it in and all this stuff. But it's this energy that poisons your system. And while I'm talking about it, I kind of...
Not going to go well.
Oops,
Again,
hold on.
addicted to
There we go. I want to look up miasma, like what it means. A highly unpleasant or unhealthy smell or vapor. Okay, this. An oppressive or unpleasant atmosphere which surrounds or emanates from something. So I think a lot of us carry around this miasma, this unpleasant atmosphere, this depression, all of that is like a type of miasma, I think. And we can collect those during our daily, just, going about. You can collect this different energy from people, these different miasmas from people. So a daily method of getting rid of that is an energy meditation method. And basically I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of meditation. That would be another video or podcast or whatever. But if you want to know anything about meditation, just, join the school. And we go into meditation and talk about it. But one of the things I do is I get myself into meditation mode. And what I do is I envision a white light coming in, and people say the white light can come from above. The white light can come from within. It can come from above. It can surround you like a bubble. Like whatever this white light is, wherever it comes from for you, I envision a white light. For me, sometimes it comes in from above like a waterfall or a big, just splash. Sometimes it comes in from around. It just kind of comes, goes through me. But what I envision is this white light coming in and pushing all that dark, smoky energy out of me. And I'll say out of me, I mean like out of every single pore. It's coming out. And after I do that, I do it until there's no more, because how long do you do it to survive? Everybody has their own time. I do it until there's no more dark smoke coming out. And then I sit in that light for as long as I feel I want to be in that space. And there's also certain thoughts going through my mind at that time. As that darkness is coming out, I'm literally saying in my mind, all of the sickness in my body, all of the negativity in my body, all of the bad thoughts, all of of the intrusive thoughts, all of the anger. You know, this person pissed me off today. Like whatever it is, it's all flowing out. It's all going. It's all gone. You know, just health and wellness and love. And by the time I get to that white light, where it's just the white light, all I'm saying are the positive affirmations or gratitude or whatever you want to call it, the positive thoughts, the positive energy. And you can feel a rise in your spirit. You can feel a rise in your energy. You can feel a cleansing happening. In that, there's also a protection because you're getting all of that darkness out of you. There's a cleansing. There's a protection and cleansing that I don't think that we realize. So cleansing your energy also, you know, protects your energy. Now, while all that black smoke is gone and I'm sitting in that bubble, there is nothing getting in that white light. That white light is pure, is blinding to anything that is not serving me. And that's another thing that I say. Anything that is not serving me must come out from around, from within, from all domains. So your voice, your thoughts, your mind, they're all working together to pull in and control this energy around you to give you cleansing and protection. So I do that. The next one, this is my blast energy method. And basically, so if you work with energies, you know your own energy. You know what's your love energy. You know what's your, you know your energy. You know other people's energy. So I call this my blasting war energy technique. You can use this even when you enter into a room, but you have to know what that energy is for you, what it feels like. And you only really learn that if you've been in spiritual battle, you've been in spiritual warfare, you've been in spiritual cases and places to where that was necessary. And you have done it more than once and you understand the flow of that energy. So these techniques that I'm talking about are techniques that come from experience, living this life, doing this walk. And if you don't have some of that experience, these techniques may be a little harder for you. But, you know, just keep learning, keep going. Like I said, you'll develop your own techniques. And the ones that I'm giving you right now are really not that difficult. It just comes with experience, is what I should say. So, my blast energy meditation method is I blast war energy. And what I'm doing is my war energy comes across as this really light blue electric type of energy. And basically you go into your meditation space, whatever that is, in your mind and your body, and another part of protection is spiritual checking your environment, checking your body scanning, and scanning your environment as well. This is also a part of this technique of blasting your war energy. You scan your environment, you scan your body, and we do talk about body scanning and things like that later on and whatever, things like that. But you scan your body, you scan your environment, and if there is anything that should not be there, you blast your war energy, your name signature, out into that environment. Now, trust me, if you have built up your name signature in the spirit world, certain entities are not going to want to mess with you. Like, as soon as you blast that energy, they're like, oh, shit, I don't know, fuck. They want to get as far away from you as possible. The second part of that is my disintegration energy, where if that energy comes in contact with anything that isn't supposed to be my environment, any energy that's not serving me, specifically serving me, then it is destroyed, like disintegrated. It is gone. It is evaporated. It doesn't matter if it's you want to call it a demon, a ghost, a spirit, a poltergeist, whatever it is, it's disintegrated in that energy if it should not be there. If it was smart, and so you have entities that are smart, you have some that are not, you have some that are just like these, kind of like these little energy suckers, and they just, that's what they do. They're like, they're basic. They're like, they go on their basic instincts. They're, well, yeah, they're instinctually based. So they're not going to get out of the way. They're not going to sense danger. So they're going to stay there, and they're probably going to be disintegrated. And you have higher level entities that think, that are wise, that are probably, you know, very strong, and, you know, they understand that if they don't want to go to war with you, they should get out of their energy. If they do want to go to war with you, that's another story. Let's move on to the next method. The next method is, I call my spiritual team. Now, as a spiritual worker, spiritual practitioner, just a spiritual being in daily life, I get burned out. I'm human. I get burned out. I get sick. I go through life. I got to work. I got to pay my bills. Well, I don't like to pay bills. I don't like that language, but that's also another story. But anyway, I have life just like everyone else. And there are times when I am not able to go into spiritual warfare. I'm not able to even protect myself. There are times when I am barely getting out of bed in the mornings. I am fighting the miasma just like everyone else. I go to my spiritual team. Now, here's the thing about knowing who your spirit team is. It's important. And a lot of people don't know how important it is. They say, well, I have my ancestors. So which ancestors do you have? I have my earthly, physical ancestors. I also have my cosmic ancestors. And there are ancestors, both cosmically and physically, that I would never call. I also have entities that are descended in with me, good or bad. They're part of the bloodline lineage. And how you have dealt with that is how you have dealt with that. But in some of that, you may have found where you have just like people have family curses, they have family blessings. And you've been able to hear, oh, that whole family got money, or that whole family has beauty, or that whole family has this and that. It's like a blessing that's been laid upon. There's probably an entity connected to that as well. So that entity will be a part of your spirit team. Some of us have entities that are light and of the dark. You walk both paths, which I do. You may have entities of light and dark that are on your spiritual team. And of course, the Most High is always on our spiritual team. And there's the Holy Mother who is also on our spiritual team, or the Holy Goddess, whatever you want to call her. Some of you actually call her the Holy Spirit, but that's another podcast. Whomever your spirit team is, knowing who they are, what they do, what they're capable of, how you move them and what direction you move them in, where you place them, what needs you have. These are all very, very, very specific. And one thing it's one thing to know who your spirit team is. It's another thing to tell them what to do. And the thing is, this is like being a commander in chief. You know, a team has a leader. And if they're your guardian angels, or whatever you want to call them, if they're your fairies, if they're your, you know, ancestral heritage ancestors, if they're your Orishas, if they're your Christian heritage, whatever your spirit team is, they need a leader or they can't work. And even in the Christian doctrine, they talk about having to release, you know, letting Yahweh, you know, do, you know, work, letting the angels step in. You have to tell them, you know, be specific in your prayer. These are all the same type of concepts. You have to be specific in your prayer, specific in your orders, and that takes training. It takes spiritual discipline, and it takes getting to know yourself and your spirit team. But I saw that to say one of my methods is calling my spirit team. Definitely calling my spirit team, setting them up where I need them to be. And one of the most satisfying things in the world, let me tell you, is sitting back and watching them work. I mean, seriously, that's one of the most amazing things, and sometimes humorous things, is to sit back and watch them work. Now, one of the things you can also do especially if you're going through a really hard time. And there is something in the Bible somewhere that says that, if you pray or whatever, sometimes your heart can speak for you. The Most High knows what you say before you say it. Your inside God, your inner God knows you're going to say, the prayers that you need. It can be the same with your spirit team. And you give them the orders of, hey, I'm going through A, B, C, and D, and I need this to happen. And this person, is fucking with me, whatever. Like, go handle all of those things. I'm too sick to give you direct orders, but go handle those things. And this comes with, like a general knows his soldiers. Like a general has his right hand. The general has, say the general was sick. He should have been able to assemble a team to where when he's sick and can't give direct orders and can't be in command, he can say, hey, do A, B, C, D, and they get it done. And that's that. So all that comes into play when you are talking about assembling your spiritual team and calling them to serve you in whatever way that is. The next one we're going to talk about is crystals. Okay, so crystals are a great tool of protection, also of cleansing, of cleansing your energy, but also of charging your energy. Crystals are just a great tool. And they're also beings. They are alive. And getting to know your crystals, getting to know who they are, what they want, what they're capable of. Every rose quartz isn't going to bring you love. Some transmute bad energy into good energy, but some don't do that. It depends on the crystal and getting to know them. And like I said, making sure that you're taking care of your crystals, you're cleansing them and charging them, getting to know them, getting to know their names. They do have names, some of them, and what they're able to do for you. And then you have your go-to crystals, the ones that you keep close to you. Now, I've been told if you lose a crystal, it's because you're supposed to. I can only hold on to that because I've never found a crystal that I've lost. I do know if you made a bracelet, like for, say you have an evil eye bracelet, or you made a bracelet or necklace or whatever, because you wanted to trap negative energy or make sure negative energy doesn't bother you, and that bracelet or piece of jewelry breaks. What I've learned is just leave it where it is. That jewelry has done its job, and somebody in the vicinity of that space was really hating on you. Whether it was a friend or foe, who knows, but it's just a little piece of information. Finally, we want to talk about one of the most important things, I think, when it comes to spiritual protection is staying in tune with yourself. That's the most important thing. You have to know when things are off, when things aren't right. A lot of times our dreams will alert us to things. Our lack of dreaming will alert us to things. Hearing things, seeing things, smelling things, using all of our senses, even in the physical world, can lead you to maybe something not right in the physical world. Being very close to spirit, very close to your spiritual team, ancestors, whatever, whomever you are dealing with, all of that comes into play when it comes to being spiritually protected. Knowing when your energy is off, knowing when you yourself aren't feeling that great, knowing the signs in other people. When other people's energy is off, when they are showing you who they are, maybe. When their mask drops, when, spirit hits you with something and intuition hits you and you're like, wait a minute, this is off, this is for right. It's not only being in tune with yourself and understanding certain things, but also trusting yourself, having confidence in what you think and what you believe and what you feel, and not second guessing and questioning and then acting upon it. If you feel like someone around you isn't what they should be, then get them away from you. What just dropped into me is the egg cleanse, and that's not on my list of things to talk about, but the egg cleanse. Basically, you just get an egg, you rub it on your body. There's a certain way to rub it. Look it up before you do any of these things, because for one, I see a lot of people doing egg cleanse and then posting it. Everybody shouldn't look at your egg cleanse. You shouldn't be posting that. Sometimes it shouldn't even be in your house. You have to be moved by spirit. There was an egg cleanse that I was led to do by spirit that I was supposed to look at it discern it, and there was other work that needs to be done. There are times when I'm led through an egg cleanse and I'm told to not even have it in my home. There are times I'm told to do certain things with the remains of the egg. It's not always just throw it in the garbage or put it in it could be something totally different. So when you do an egg cleanse, just be very aware that there's rules to all of this shit in different ways. But an egg cleanse is also a way to see if there's something going on with you, and also to cleanse your energy and protect yourself of it, and to see if there's any other work that needs to be done. And not for nothing, guys, prayer and fasting is always a go-to for spiritual cleansing and protection. And I'm going to end with this. A lot of times we move into a different realm. We want to forgo the things that we've learned, or the things that we were born under. But there's a reason why you were born under the covenant of whatever you were born under, whether it's Christianity or Hindu or Confucianism or Buddhism or whatever you were born under, whatever you came in under, there's a reason for that. Now, for some, it could be to forsake all and to go into something else. For some, it could be to integrate and become something else. And for some, it could just be to stay where you are and deepen your roots in whatever it is. But don't be swayed to the left or right because you feel like you've been lied to or hurt, and we can all go through those stages. I went through those stages just to come full circle and be where I am now. So yeah, I'm going to end with that, and hope you guys have a great day. Please continue to tune in for the podcast. I want to say we'll be doing a podcast once a week. Yeah, once a week. If I do any more, make sure that you are following the YouTube and the TikTok, because that's where they're going to be posted. So, all right, thank you, and see you guys later. Hi guys, and welcome to Human Blueprint School of Magic and Metaphysics.